So one of our viewers asked us to explain a little bit more about what we did back at the back of this machine. So let's do that. So first of all, what we need to understand is that the main chip trough, the default chip trough, is covered by one large piece of fabric, which I'm touching right now. It goes across here, and it's secured with these neodymium magnets, which work really well unless you're cutting a lot of metal chips, in which case you just need to make sure that they're high enough up out of the way so that you don't end up with a big steel chips. If you're cutting steel, then you're going to end up with a big ball, and we'd have to rework things in some areas. So that piece of fabric is 40 inches by 45 inches. Okay, and the only thing that we really did that's a little tricky is, let's see if I can, last time I shot this video, I turned off the video by holding the phone wrong. Okay, so you can see that there's a piece of sheet metal right here, right? Well, maybe you can't see, hopefully you can. And it goes all the way across and up, and that sheet metal trough goes all the way forwards. And then there's this other sheet metal trough that is part of the machine. It's actually, no, it's not part of the machine. This first sheet metal trough and the second sheet metal trough are both part of the sort of the chip chute that comes with by default with the machine. And so what we've done is we've basically pushed the fabric between those two. Now, let's see. Okay, let me get back up. Okay, so let's pretend for a second that's all we've done, and this black thing that you can see here wasn't there, and this second piece of fabric, which I'm touching right now, wasn't there. When the machine runs, basically chips are just going to come down, and they're going to wash into this area, and they're just going to pile up and slowly make their way this way. So what we did is we made this weir, which is, it's got holes in it, and you can see we've embedded these little magnets in the weir. So this is just a 3D printed shape, and this V wedge here matches that V wedge, but is down just a little bit to maintain the slope that part up there has. Okay, so then what we do is we basically put this fabric here like that, and you can see on that side there's two magnet dots, and I'm going to stick the other two magnets, if I can peel them off the place that I stuck them. Okay, so here's one. So they just fly into place. These are very strong magnets. Okay, and then, oh, that's not what I wanted. Okay, so that's holding that in place. So now that piece of fabric can't really fall down. And what we do is we take our chute here and we push this in here like that. Okay, now, so basically we've just shoved it between that primary chute where the chips come down and the other piece of metal, and we've trapped the fabric in there. Okay, so what does this really do for us? So let's go and turn on the coolant and see what happens. So let me go turn off the air compressor because it's right nearby, and if I turn on the machine, the air compressor is going to suddenly turn on. Okay, so the compressor's off, and turn on the air. Okay, and then let's walk forwards. Okay, and then inside of the machine, reset, MDI. Okay, and let's put flood coolant, which is M400. 400. And let's put other coolant, which is M08. And let her rip. And okay, so this is basically all the coolant. We love running a lot of coolant because we like to get rid of our chips off the piece of work, which gives us great surface finishes. So now you can see what's going on here. So first of all, that back area does not fill with chips initially. But when you're in overflow situations like this, we don't run like this all the time. You can see that there is some spillage that is just flashing over into that area there. Okay, you can see that the majority of the mess is over here, and this is where all the chips would be. Now, if this area here is packed with chips, which it currently isn't, then what'll happen is the chips can, the coolant will wash over the weir. Right now it's getting filtered through those areas right there and going through the holes. And please don't let me drop my phone. It's not really coming through, as you can see. A little bit's coming. Oh, there you go. A little bit's coming through. Right? But now if there's more chips here, then it basically will wash over the weir as needed. But all of the chips end up down here, which makes it easy for us to scoop with our whatever this thing is. And all we do is we basically, because we're, we just lob the chips in here and we throw them away. Well, we don't throw them away. We get them recycled. But we're a small shop. We've only got 2 machines. And we run a very clean shop. And we're kind of integrated with the other half of our business. And we really just don't want a big smelly vat of chips because we run air conditioned and all of this other fun stuff. So anyway, this is what's going on. So we have this extra funnel that basically just sets the coolant up over here, and we do most of our sieving over here. You can see there's a few chips over there, but that's in overflow situations. What usually happens is we're constantly, after the machinist press cycle start, they come back here and they do a chip scoop if need be, and that's how it works. Now we're still getting this machine commissioned, so we haven't really sort of finished it all up. So let me turn this off real fast, and I'll show you kind of what we do on the other machine. So on the other machine, we have these 2 chip tubs, and so what the machinist does is they scoop wet chips into those tubs, and then those tubs drip and dry, and when we're going hard, they actually don't get enough time to properly dry, and then we just basically lob them in here, and then they go get recycled, and they are going out as wet chips, but that's just the sacrifice that we have to make. We don't look at chips as a profit center in the way that some shops would. But anyway, so that's kind of what's happening. So over here, that's our chip tub for this machine. And then the majority of chips come out in this area here. And we use that piece of cardboard, which will eventually become a piece of plastic. And right now the cardboard survives because we've basically packing taped it to keep it somewhat sealed. But that's what's going on. Okay, well, I hope that explained what's happening.